So listen, I just asked ChatGPT, hey friend, can you build me a $10,000 business in one day from scratch?
Absolutely, I've got you covered.
Now listen, to be 100% honest, I did not think that this could pull it off, but it did. And I'm about to show you exactly how we did it, and I'll be giving you the exact prompts for free that will start making you money. So if we are going to start building a $10,000 business in a day, we are going to need something that's simple, passive, and scalable. So what kind of business can I make that's simple, passive, something anyone can do, and that I can scale to $10,000?
So basically, you can build a website that people want to come back to every single day, and then you can turn that site into something that makes money while we sleep.
All right, now you're speaking my language.
Absolutely, we're on the same page now. Let's keep it going and have some fun with it.
So now we are about to let chat loose on this good internet, and you can use this exact prompt. Give me a website idea that's proven to work, simple to start, and keeps people coming back every single day. And let's see what business he thinks will hit $10,000. So it's telling us that one of the strongest website models you can build is a recipe website. Think something like allrecipes.com. Food content is evergreen. People search for it every single day. And with ads, affiliate links, and digital products, it can scale into a serious business. Now, as close as Chat and I are, and as much as I like to lean on him for some good answers, I always like to double check and see for myself to make sure this is actually legit. So we are going to look up the stats of the site that he gave us, All Recipes, and I'm going to be using SimilarWeb to do this. And so when I plugged in that website, it says that it brought in over 110 million visitors in the last month. And so the average amount of pages that they viewed per visit was about 2 pages. Now, I know these stats are about to be sitting pretty, because when it comes to sites like this, they make money through display ads that are shown by Google. So every time one of those 110 million people visit this website and they see that ad, All Recipes gets paid. So let's run the math. I'm pulling up this ad revenue calculator, and if we plug in the 110 million visits that it gets, and then we add the 2 pages per visit with just about 1 ad per page, although I saw that they actually have more, but we'll keep it low. And then we'll also start at a conservative CPM of $1. That means for every 1,000 people that see that ad, they get paid $1. And that brings it to at least $220,000 a month. But if we bump the CPM up to something more realistic for a website like this, about $5 on average, that means that this site is bringing in $1.1 million every single month. So yes, I think it is safe to say that ChatGPT nailed this one. And if it can hand us $1 million idea that fast, it only makes sense to let it walk us through the next steps. And the next one is going to be building this type of site. And to do that, we are going to need a website host. So I am going to ask Chat, what is the best website hosting platform that is pretty beginner friendly that we can build a website like this on?
So the best beginner-friendly platform for building a site like this is definitely something like Hostinger. It's super easy to use, lets you set up WordPress with 1 click, and it's great for scaling out.
So let's go with Hostinger, and that's actually a great one because I have used it before, and I'm going to put a link down in the description so that you can click on it and walk through all of this with me and Chad. All right, friend, I am about to set up Hostinger, so give me a second, but don't go too far.
You got it. I'll be right here. Not going anywhere. Take your time setting it up, and we'll jump right back in when you're ready.
All right, boo. All right, so let's hurry up and set this up. And they have a huge Black Friday sale going on right now that gives 80% off, so we'll definitely claim this. And we will have to pick a hosting plan. I'll be going with the business plan because it just gives you more AI tools to use, like the AI content creator, and you're gonna see why that's absolutely amazing in a second. All right, so next we have to choose the period, and with all 12 to 48 month plans, we get a free domain. But if I go with the 48 month plan, it looks like not only can I lock in the lowest price, get 80% off and a free domain, but I'll also get 3 months free. Plus, I have a discount code that you can use as well. And if we enter it here, which you'll also find in the description, it's going to give another 10% off. Now, the one thing I really love about this while we are trying this out is if you are not 100% satisfied, you can ask for a refund of your payment within 30 days of your purchase. So it's a win-win all around. But now that we are inside of Hostinger, I am going to create a website. And of course, we have to choose a WordPress. Then I'll set up a login. We'll choose what we want, which is a pre-built website. And there are tons of templates here to choose from. But since all recipes is blog style, we'll pick blog. And then I'm going to choose one that looks kind of close to what all recipes looks like, because is making $1 million a month. So after that, I'm going to just stick with all of the plugins that they recommend because they know better than I do. And then here is where you can choose your domain name. And the good thing is, if we get stuck on picking a domain name, we can easily hop back into chat. You know, he was on a quick break, and just ask him to give me 20 creative domain names for a food recipe website. And as always, he shows up right on time, and he has this list here, and we can try one of those. And sometimes because .com is so saturated, you may have to try another extension like maybe .blog. Or if you are not sure, just go ahead and select the temporary domain for now. But at this point, it is installing our WordPress account, and then from there it is going to take us right to our website. And because this is a pre-built website, you'll see that they have all of these fillers in here. So what we are going to do is select this WordPress logo, and then we want to go to post. When we hit all posts, it'll show us everything that was on that page. We want to select this title box here so that it can select all. Then we'll go to the bulk action and move this to trash and apply. And you'll want to do that until all of the content is removed. And once we are done, we'll press Hostinger. And this is where the fun part begins, because we are about to start creating those recipes. And there are going to be two different ways we can do this. The first, and honestly the fastest and easiest way, is going to be using Hostinger's AI content creator. And once you click on that, what it's going to ask is just what type of content you want to create and we want to post. Then it'll ask for the tone of this, and I'll go with neutral and trustworthy. And lastly, tell it the content length. And you'll find on most recipe sites that it is pretty short, direct, and to the point. So we'll go with short. And in this box is where we are going to tell it exactly what we want this content to be about. And we want to get this right because we are trying to actually get paid. So I am going to wake chat on back up from his nap, and this time I'm going to ask him, all right friend, break time is over. Give me a perfect prompt I can use inside Hostinger's AI content creator to make a recipe for spicy chicken enchiladas. And this is what it has given us to use that breaks down all of the things we need that is usually found on a recipe website. So I am just going to copy this, and I'll go back into Hostinger and paste it. And it has the title, the description, the prep time, cook time, just everything you would normally see. Of course, as well as the ingredients and direction. But once we hit create content, look at what it made, y'all. This is exactly something you would find on a professional food blog. And we did this using AI. Now you can edit this by pressing edit down here, and you can change anything that you want to in this. So this was the fastest way because it's built into Hostinger, but I also want to show you another way, which is going to be leaning on our good friend Chat. So I am going to ask him, friend, write me a recipe for spicy chicken enchiladas. Break it down into prep time, cook time, total time, servings, ingredients as bullet points, and directions as numbered steps.
Of course, let's break down a delicious spicy chicken enchiladas recipe for you. Prep time, 20 minutes. Cook time, 25 minutes. Servings, 4.
All right, so he pretty much listed out the entire recipe that we can use here. Another thing that we would need, and we can also use for our other, if we prefer, is for it to create an image of the dish for us. And if you have the plus version of ChatGPT, it will create it right in here. So I'm going to ask it to create an image of a professional, high-resolution food photo of spicy chicken enchiladas on a white plate, topped with melted cheese, fresh cilantro, and a drizzle of sour cream. We want bright, natural lighting, styled like a cookbook photo, appetizing and realistic. And if you want something exactly like you would see on allrecipes.com, you can add food blog style overhead angle, minimal background clutter, and looks ready to eat. So this is what it created for us, which looks pretty appetizing. But now what we will have to do, why I call this the longer wait, because we will have to manually upload the recipe and image into Hostinger. So to do that, we go back to post and then we'll select add post, and then it'll give us this here. So we'll have to plug in the heading, and I'm just using everything chat gave us, and then I'm going to add the recipe and everything right here into the body. After I've pasted that, we can go over here and we can select set featured image so that we can upload our image, and we'll just drag and drop it into here. It's not really a super long process, it's just a few more steps involved with this one. But this is pretty much what the recipe post looks like that chat gave us, which looks really good. And this is how it will look on the website when people view it. So it actually does give that look and feel of all recipes. Comment down below and let me know what you think about that. Now, I suggest that you create at least 10 recipes to start out so that your page will look professional. And you don't want to just create any kind of random recipe that you can think of. We have to be strategic because you are new to the game. So another question for our dear friend chat is going to be to give me the top 20 most searched recipes right now. Once you hit enter, it's going to list every single thing that you can make a recipe for that's trending, that people are searching for. And then with Thanksgiving and Christmas coming around the corner, you're about to strike gold. But one thing I hope that you do not create a recipe for is that good old holiday fruitcake. Just kidding, make whatever you want to. But once you have at least 10 recipes, then you can apply for Google AdSense. That is the way that you are able to have those ads placed on your website. And you can go directly over to google.com/AdSense. I'll put this link down in the description. And the application itself is pretty quick. It only takes about 10 minutes. But one thing I want you to do, because we are taking all of the stress off of us, we will ask chat exactly how to apply for Google AdSense step by step. And I'm not going to go in depth through this part because chat actually breaks this down far better than I ever could. And I don't want to waste too much more of your precious time so that you can actually jump in and get started on this. And just a couple of things before you apply, you definitely want to make sure you have at least an about section and a contact page so that you can get approved instead of rejected. And to find this, you'll go to your pages tab. So I will go through and delete all of the pages that I don't want. And then you can either go to your about and edit it, or you can ask chat to write an about for you, or you can even use Hostinger's AI content generator. And under that, you would just change this instead of post to page and give it some info, like my page name is Tasty and Flavorful Bites. I give fun, delicious recipes that anyone can create at home. Write an about page for my website. And once you hit enter, it does it all for you. I'm telling you, between Hostinger and ChatGPT, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot get started with this today. But once you get approved by Google, ads will start automatically showing up on your site. And that's when the real earnings begin. Of course, you'll set up your payment through Google AdSense and you'll start getting those checks. So I hope that this has helped you out today. Please don't let what I have said fall on deaf ears. If this is something you are actually interested in, all you have to do is give it a try. The only time we ever definitely fail is when we don't do it at all. But what you can also do is like this video because that helps me out. And other than that, until next time, we are out. Peace.